Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to my little in the bag type, my little custom thing, just to show you what I'm running at the end of the 2022 season. I have a tournament coming up next month on the 12th, so I thought I'd just run through everything I use currently in my bag and everything I'm going to use for the tournament. Be fun to look back on in a couple years, see what I have kept the same and see what I've changed. We'll start at the top here. These are my three top accessible discs. I have a brand new sun-dried Innova collab edition pig. This disc is very new to me. I've only thrown it a few times. I love the pig. Ever since I was watching Ricky Wysocki, he had a lot of pigs in his bag when he was still with Innova. So I tried to start picking them up myself. And I actually have a second one, regular R Pro pig. This one is pretty beat in. I use this one a lot. This one, only a few practice throws, so I have two pigs up top. If you could throw it on a high Anheuser forehand, and it'll kind of just glide out and stay straight. And that's how I like to do a lot of my up shots around trees, just to get it closer to the basket if there's trees in the way and I can't make the putt. Factory second Rat. This is a new disc to me as well. It is a good disc that'll hold straight. If you're throwing it forehand, it has a pretty narrow edge to it, so it's good hold for forehand as well as the pig. But this is just another disc that I wanted to try out, put in the bag. It's great if you're just trying to go straight at the basket with a little bit of fade out. Then I can throw the Rat. Since we're on the putters, we'll go to two KC Pro AVRs, both 175 gram. It's been the go-to putter for me since 6 or so years ago when I started disc golfing. It was the AVR. I last season moved to KC Pro, and I love this plastic a lot more. This holds up a little better with the wear and tear. You hit a DX disc off a tree, it can sometimes come out a completely different disc. I use these for if I'm trying to make it in the basket or right to the basket, not on up shots. If I think I can make a putt, I'm gonna go to one of these. This is another new disc. It is the Nate Sexton Firefly Tour Series. This is pretty much an AVR that will fight the wind really well. Again, very new disc, just putting it in my bag for the end of this season into next season so I can work on it on the off. I really like this disc from what I've seen so far. I already ordered 4 more so I can practice putting with it, and it honestly might take the place of my AVRs. I don't know. I go in between AVR, and sometimes I'll throw a dart in the bag in case it's windy or I'm not getting enough power behind my putts and I want to go back to just full spin putt. The dart is really good for spin putts if you can't quite get the distance on these. And my putting is on and off a lot. It's the weakest part of my game. I am really trying to work on it and improve. But yeah, this might become my main putter. We'll start at the end of my bag here with drivers. I have 4 of these. So I have 4 destroyers. This is a pretty common Innova disc. It's been the staple of the Innova. Just throw it and it goes pretty straight. These are the Ricky Wysocki Star Destroyers. This one is a little less beat in than this one. I know it doesn't look like there's a difference, but this one has a rainbow stamp and this one kind of just has like a bluish purple stamp. I throw these a lot, forehand and backhand. They do great for whatever you want to do with it. It is a fairly high speed disc. It's a 12. But forehand, I can get the power going, and backhand, I can also usually get the power going. I'm primarily a forehand player. I also have a Metal Flake Destroyer. Honestly, sometimes I just feel in Metal Flake. There's not like a particular throw I go to. Just sometimes if I want to use a Destroyer, I'll be feeling the Metal Flake Destroyer, and I'll throw that. This one is a new one for end of season and off season. Is the Calvin Heimberg Tour Series Destroyer. It's probably one of the prettiest discs I've ever owned. I really like the pink and black and the Galaxy stamp on it. It's just really an awesome disc. Has a great bubble to it. It's the Halo plastic, which is I'm relatively new to it. I haven't grabbed a lot of the Halo plastic and actually used it until recently. I got this one and I have one, another one you'll see later on in the bag. Pro Wraith, another staple in my bag. I've had a Wraith since pretty early on in the beginning as well. I've been gifted a few Wraiths. I've lost a few Wraiths. I've had a few DX Wraiths that have just gotten absolutely annihilated and are no longer Wraiths. But this is the one that stayed in my bag a lot. It's this orange Pro Wraith. If I'm going to try to throw a disc like a Destroyer, but I want a little more left to right movement throughout the throw, I'll use this. This is a very flippy Wraith for me. I could get it to go pretty far out like it's going to turn and then come back at the end, which is really nice. Again, forehand, backhand, I throw it both ways. There's no particular way I throw this disc. Again, feel like this is a disc that will always stay in my bag. With how beat in this disc is, it's the one if I need to get a huge spike hyzer, I'll use this one to keep it from getting a lot of skip. Like if you're just trying to dart it into the ground and get it to stay where it lands, I'll go for the Wraith. Next up is probably, it's definitely my favorite and most go-to disc. It's the Thunderbird. And I have a few. Right now I have 5 Thunderbirds. So, yeah, we'll start with, this is my most used disc by far. I've had this one 2 seasons of disc golf now, I believe, which is impressive for me because a lot of times I'll do crazy stuff and send them so far in the woods it's not worth looking for, or you know, in a pond or something, like hole 1 back here. I use it for touchy up shots all the time outside of 200 feet. I use it for off the tee pad. I use it for, you know, I use this just for everything. It's a great go-to disc. I throw this one primarily forehand. Again, Metal Flake Thunderbird. I'm a fan of the Metal Flake. Sometimes you're just feeling Metal Flake. You want it to give it that extra shimmer on its way through the air. This one is pretty stable, not too broken in, but it's nice to have a Metal Flake of each disc, apparently, if you're me. You know, I like to have a variety of Thunderbirds since it's like the only disc I feel incredibly confident in. This is my second most broken in Thunderbird. It was given to me by a friend who can't really get the Thunderbird to do what he wants for him, so he gave me this Thunderbird, so thank you, Justin. Still got it, keep it in my bag. This is a Ricky Wysocki Thunderbird in silver, which I thought was really cool. Never really seen a silver disc. He sold these on his Instagram to help support his tour when he was still with Innova. I don't throw this one often because I'm scared I'm going to ruin it or lose it. But it's a great stamp, the Ricky Wysocki Raptor leg. This one recently replaced a lost Thunderbird of mine. It is the Henna Blomroos. I'm sorry, I know I'm probably butchering that. But Halo Tour Series Thunderbird. I've liked the Halo plastic. I really like the look of this disc, so I thought I'd try it out. Again, very new disc to me, kind of an all-season. I try to start, you know, rebuilding and putting some new disc into my bag at the end of the season, and then I keep the really beat-in ones and the medium ones, and I kind of swap things around towards the end of the season so I can work on it in practice and then have them ready for when I'm going into the next season. Relatively new disc, only thrown it a few times. Yeah, I don't know. I speak wonders for the Thunderbird. I can guarantee that this will stay in my bag for many years to come, probably for the rest of however long I play disc golf. Now we're on to another thing that I think is a staple to a bag if you're running Innova discs, the Firebird. The Champion Firebird, this kind of has like a pearlescent, you know, plastic look to it, which is really cool. I like that. I have this is a like factory fault Firebird I got for, it's Star Plastic. You can see it kind of has a messed up stamp on it. This is my go-to Firebird for sure. Got it on discount. I love the Star Plastic. Got a great grip to it, and it's pretty beaten in, so it's a little bit flippy. Then my least used Firebird, because I'm scared of losing it, but it's also my most reliable, best flying Firebird, the Nate Sexton Tour Glow Firebird. If you're gonna pick up a Firebird and you find a Nate Sexton one, or you're gonna order one online, just grab the Nate Sexton Firebird. This one is really perfected. It does exactly what it's supposed to. And if you're a fan of novelty stuff like I am, it glows in the dark if you put it in the sun for long enough, and that's bad to me. Now, I'm not nearly as good or familiar with Firebirds as I should be. Because I've gotten so familiar with the Thunderbird, I often pick the Thunderbird instead of Firebird, even if it's a shot that should use Firebird. I do still try to force myself to use it. I just feel a lot more comfortable with the Thunderbird, but it's an incredible disc, and I couldn't suggest it enough. Just don't be a wuss about it like I am. I have 3 T-Birds, 2 Champion T-Birds, and 1 Champion T-Bird 3. The Champion T-Bird 3 is only 1 tick off of the regular T-Birds, but it's the Ricky Wysocki Champion T-Bird. It's got a 6 stamp on it. I had one of these before, and it was an awesome tie-dye one, and I think I splashed it, but I don't have it anymore. That is the point of the story. I honestly pick this one more than I pick up the regular T-Birds. They're basically the slower, shorter Thunderbird. It's lower speed. This is a 7 when Thunderbirds are a 9 speed. You know, you can throw it backhand and it'll stay pretty straight and then finish off left, or you can throw it forehand and it'll stay pretty straight and finish off right. Again, just a good disc to have. It's, you know, it's the shorter Thunderbird, or just a great straight upshot with a little bit of finish at the end. On to the very end of my bag, got some rocks. Rock, super reliable, great disc again. Holds very straight, great for upshot, fairway shot, low ceiling tunnel shot. Just a great disc, really holds the line. You can throw it on the ground. You can throw it on a hyzer release and it'll flatten out and just ride that line, and it's really great. I have a Champion one, Champion rock, and then I have the Star Rancho rock in my bag. If you're gonna play with NFI, you have to have a rock in your bag. I don't think you could get away from that. I would say a rock, a Thunderbird, and eventually a Destroyer are like, I would say, a must for anybody starting out disc golf or using NFI discs at all. It's really a disc that'll, you know, like teach you how to throw pretty much. You know, if you throw bad, it'll really show it. If you throw correctly, it'll really show it. And it'll just really show you how you're releasing and what angle you're releasing on. It is the disc that will most show what your game is. A little bit about my bag. Got an awesome grip EQ bag. These bags are incredible, extremely comfortable. They hold up. Has waterproof pouches for phones. These pockets are expandable, so it if you need to fit more in your pocket, like a hoodie or something, you can put it in there. There's a pocket where your back is, so you can throw a hoodie in there. There's pockets for disc pocket. This unvelcros and zips up. I'll show you. Like that. You got velcros up here. You can put like patches on if you have that kind of thing. Really great bag. Honestly, I couldn't recommend it enough. I know carts are kind of becoming the new disc golf thing, but there are a lot of courses you can't really take a cart on. So if you're going to go backpack and just be universal, or if you want to get a backpack that you can also throw on a cart but also use as a great backpack, I couldn't suggest this highly enough. Got my Innova fly towel. This is my very first Innova towel. It has held up incredibly well. And yes, it's dirty, but it's surprisingly clean for how long and how much crap I put this thing through. Have a little custom leather trinket. What do you call that? Like keychain, I guess? That somebody got for me. It says Adam with a disc golf basket. That's pretty cool. I've got snacks in here. I got some beef jerky and some trail mix. Yeah, there's an umbrella pocket on this bag. This bag's just great. I got my, I think it's actually a bowling chalk bag, but I have it in this pocket because my hands are incredibly sweaty. It's like Niagara Falls up in here. So I need to chalk my hands a lot if it's warm out. Luckily for this tournament, I probably won't have to worry about that because it's going to be like snowing outside. If you like this kind of stuff and you want to see more of this, let me know, please, in the comments below. If it's not your cup of tea, I understand. Not everybody's into sports. Not everybody's into disc golf. But it is a up-and-coming, you know, heavily rising sport, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. So I like it, so you need to. No, just kidding. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you disc golf, let me know what your go-to disc is, or what your essential disc is that you couldn't play without. And if you're interested in getting into disc golf, let me know if you have any questions. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon.